Hey everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Hope everyone is having a great Monday morning as it is bright and early at 7 o'clock here in the Central Standard Time in the great state of Texas. And we are going to check out some final production photos of Barry Allen from the Flash television show. But before we get into that, I would ask if you could drop down, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the little bell for notifications, and please subscribe to the channel. If you enjoy 1/6 content and Hot Toys content, things like that, I upload almost every single day. So keep that in mind. Please, I ask if you could please subscribe. So let's go ahead and get into these photos. We're going to do we'll do a little wrap session here at the end, a little Monday morning wrap session. But as we can see here, we've got the Flash. Now this is the TV show Flash, played by Grant Gustin. So I'm on the Hot Toys Instagram here, and they put the caption as "Run, Barry, run." After being struck by lightning, the ordinary police investigator Barry Allen was granted the gift of super speed. He then becomes the Flash to fight crime and protect the innocent from dastardly rogues. Today, Hot Toys is share blogger photos of 1/6 scale the Flash collectible figure from the Flash TV series. The figure is crafted based on the appearance of Grant Gustin as the Flash. Barry Allen in the Flash features a newly developed head sculpt and a new masked head sculpt. Finely tailored Flash jumpsuit with yellow accents, several interchangeable chest pieces with Flash's iconic bolt lightning symbol, a classic Flash helmet, lightning effect accessories, a character backdrop, and a dynamic figure base. So you can see here, this is kind of that two fabric style suit. So you see you kind of got that more movable fabric here, and then we've got the chest piece here that's going to be a little bit of that thicker pleather leather style. He's got that same thing on his pants. You can see here he's got his white Flash symbol there, and that is the masked head sculpt, of course. The unmasked head sculpt, I think it looks really good. I think it looks really solid from what Grant Gustin looks like in the Flash. And of course, we got the iconic classic Flash helmet there, which honestly, if you could probably kit bash a Jay Garrick, maybe classic comic Flash suit, and then throw that helmet on there, and that would look pretty cool. Anybody's into kit bashing and things like that. But you know, I really didn't watch that much of the Flash TV show. I watched the first couple seasons, and then I just kind of fell out of it. It wasn't that I thought it was a bad show or anything. I just kind of fell out of watching it, and it wasn't really in the rotation of all the TV shows that I was watching at the time. It just kind of fell out, and before I knew it, I had like 15 episodes stacked up on my DVR, and I could never catch up. So I just kind of dropped it. But, you know, it's run for what, like 7 seasons, 8 seasons, something like that. I'm not even really sure, but I know it had a pretty good run. I don't think it's on anymore. I think they canceled it. I could be wrong there too. As I said, I don't really watch it. I don't really watch a whole lot of TV anymore. But from what I watched the show, I enjoyed it. I thought it was very well done. I was always kind of worried because we could get into an argument with the CW, being that it's a little bit too high school drama style, romantic style. I think I always felt that's what really sunk Arrow. When Arrow was in the first few seasons, when it was really Oliver trying to fight crime and, you know, remember everything and go through all that, I thought that's when the show was at its best. When it started to get into more of the relationship stuff between him and Felicity, I think that was her name, I kind of started to lose interest in the show. And, you know, the Flash, I get that because him and Iris, they have that back and forth. But I thought it was a good show. I thought it was well done. I just kind of started to fall out of it. But like I said, that's what I was always worried about. I was going to get too high school drama, too romantic, to put too much emphasis on that instead of the action and the stories. But I thought the Flash did a great job at that. And then here we get a look at some of the lightning effects that you're going to get with the figure. So you're going to get, you know, looks like 1, 2, I'd say that's all one piece, 3, 4, maybe 5, probably 1 for each leg, couple for the arms, maybe a couple. We might get 6. And that looks real cool with the helmet on. Like I said, I think you could probably kit bash a Jay Garrick with this original Flash, Golden Age Flash helmet. I think you could easily kit bash, if not, maybe not the Jay Garrick that we got on the show, but just a classic comic version of Jay Garrick, which I think would look really cool. So you can see here, he's got the original Flash logo on, not the white one. Again, we get a good look at this suit. Like I said, it's that movable fabric, kind of that cottony polyester style fabric. And then we get the more leather details in here around his chest area. It looks like on the gauntlets, on his wrist, the belt, and then down the front of the pants. Those things always kind of make it a little tricky to pose sometimes, but I think this figure is going to be pretty easy to pose looking at it. I think the head sculpts look nice though. Yeah, there we get a closer look at the suit. You see that those details, the way they sew that in, looks nice. And then of course our Flash logo there. And I would say these are magnetic. This one and the yellow one, and then probably the one that we'll get here in a second. I think this head sculpt looks great. If that's what we're going to get, then I think it looks phenomenal. And then we get the unmasked version with the head sculpt that's got where his mask lays in the back. And thankfully they sculpted this. They did not try to make this actual fabric, because if you recall back to probably the funniest one, in my opinion, is the Captain America from Avengers, the original Captain America Avengers, where you could do this with him. You could have the head sculpt, and then you had this fabric piece that clipped onto the neck, to the collar of the suit, and then it was supposed to lay down behind his back. And you could never get it to lay down. Like, I could never get mine to lay down. So it looked like he had a big balloon behind his head. It was always funny looking. And I'm glad that they've done the sculpted version, because the sculpted version just, you slide it right over, boom, put it on, it's going to look really good. I think this is a great shot. This is probably one of my favorite shots of everything, of these pictures this morning. We only have a few left, but this is probably my favorite shot. And then we get a good look there with the masked head sculpt. And there he's got the white. And then, I think the figure looks good. This wasn't a figure that was really on my radar as far as like, oh man, I can't wait till this one comes out. Like I said, I watched the show. I liked the show. I just never really continued on with it. But I think he's a solid figure. The problem is with this figure is, unless you went out and bought I think it was the So Toys Arrow. If you bought that one, then you got someone to put up on the shelf with him. If you didn't, then he's going to be kind of off on his own, just by himself. I guess you could pose him with the rest of the Justice League as like an alternate version Flash. If you had the Flash from Justice League, we saw, was it the series finale or was it the Elseworld? It was one of the episodes. I remember seeing a clip on YouTube where the Flash from Justice League showed up in, I think it was one of the crossover episodes that they would do each year, where they cross over between Flash and Arrow, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, what's the other one? Static, where they would cross over, and it was like they were on basically like a multiverse style. But they call it, what DC calls theirs different. They don't call it the multiverse. Infinite Earths. So you got all these different Earths and storylines that all kind of converge at one point. And they had a convergence storyline in the comics, which wasn't very good. That was a few years back. That was back like 2000. Well, that's probably about 10 years ago, honestly. It was about 2012, 2013, I think, when that storyline came out. So, I think these photos look really good. And I'm probably going to be thinking about picking him up. I don't know if it's going to be right away. I think he's probably got sitting opportunity on Sideshow and things like that. In fact, let's go over to Sideshow and we will look at what he's going to run you. We'll just do a quick search for Flash. Get to see all the ones. So he's $250. It's not a bad price, honestly. I think the price there isn't too outrageous. You're going to get a lot of, you're getting lightning effects. You're getting another, an additional head sculpt. These photos look pretty good. I think they did a pretty good job. This is that other suit piece that we didn't see in the final production photos. I think this was like a time deal where he could run through time or something like that. But I think there's some good posing opportunity with this figure. They didn't show the head sculpt there, but yeah, you're getting the unmasked portion there. That's a good look at the back of it. You get these different chest pieces, and then you're getting the extra Jay Garrick helmet, the lightning effects. You're getting a backdrop. We didn't see the backdrop, and then the hands and everything. So, I think it's pretty good. I think the head sculpt looks really good. I think this, for $250, I think it's a pretty solid price for this figure. I don't think that they went too crazy with it. So, I know we're starting to see figures like this go for like $285, $290. I think we're close to $300, in the next, I'd say the next probably 6 months to a year, we'll see a figure like this. They'll price it at probably like $300, unfortunately. And I think it's going to take a lot of people out of collecting. And that's unfortunate. But let's go ahead and kind of talk about, I wanted to kind of talk a little bit this morning about kind of where we're at in Hot Toys and the future, and kind of what I'm seeing as someone who's been collecting. I've been collecting since 2012, 2011, right around in there. And I think I think we're in for a big week this week. Last week we got Captain Vaughn and Clone Trooper Jesse, which were great releases. But I think this week we're probably going to see an Eternals figure drop. And I would say that's probably going to be Thena. That was the one we got teased a little, about a month ago, I think it was. I would say that there's a good chance that we see her announced this week. It seems like we get a new figure announced every week right now. I think, I don't know if that's actually true, but that's what it feels like. And, right now the company is very hot. They're doing a lot of releases, a lot of announcements. They're pushing a lot of figures out to the public. Is it part of that slowdown period that we had when the pandemic started? Possibly. These figures are made in Hong Kong. Hong Kong's in China. Obviously, China was hit very hard at the beginning, so there was a lot of slowdown that we had, and now they're trying to catch up. Are we in the middle of that? Is it some of that? Is it just that we are getting so many properties released, and there's a lot of figures going? So I think we're in for a big announcement. We got the Spider-Man No Way Home poster released last night. And I think that, let's see, let me go ahead and let's pull that up. I'll just go to images because it's probably going to be the first one. And of course it wasn't. Oh, down here it was. So, flip over to Twitter here. This is probably the official account, maybe. Yeah. So this was the Spider-Man No Way Home poster that we got last night, which came last night late, which I thought was kind of weird. I was expecting it when I heard they were gonna do it. I kind of figured it would be midday, but it was real late. So obviously we get Spider-Man right here in the middle, and we've got him in that Iron Spider suit. So he's still using that suit, even though he's got what now? He still has the homemade suit. He's got the Iron Spider suit. Now he's got the upgraded suit. And he probably still has the Night Monkey suit, right? I would say he still has that suit. So he's got 4 or 5 suits now just in his possession, not to mention that all the suits that he could go get that Tony had made for him. So he's still using the Iron Spider style suit. We get a good look here at Doc Ock's tentacles coming at him. And then in the background, we get this hazy stuff right here, which obviously is Sandman. That is teasing him. So this pretty much gives us confirmation he's there, which we pretty much already had it, right? But it was nothing ever super solid, boom, confirmation, bam, type deal. This is it. And then, of course, the lightning for Electro. And it's a little more yellow in hue. So that's a little more comic accurate with what Electro brings to the table. I'm interested to see his suit because of all the suits that we got for probably all the Spider-Man villains that we've gotten through the entire multiverse, timeline, Marvel, whatever. You go back and look. We got Green Goblin. We got Baby Goblin. We got Doc Ock. We got Sandman. We got Venom. We got Lizard. We got Electro, Rhino, Baby Goblin again. And then we flip over to Tom Holland. We got Vulture and Shocker and the Tinkerer and then Scorpion, which he wasn't in his suit. And then in Far From Home, we got Mysterio. Of all of those villains, Electro was easily the least comic accurate of all. Now, Electro's comic suit is kind of goofy looking. He's got kind of a green jumpsuit with yellow accents. The boots are yellow. His gloves are yellow. He's got yellow on his suit. And then he's got this big kind of star triangle looking thing for a helmet, or for a hat, really. It's not really a helmet. That kind of has like it looks like little electrical bolts or lightning bolts coming out of his head. So it's kind of goofy. Let's see, Electro comic suit. Yeah. Right here. So you see he's got the green jumpsuit, yellow accents, and then he's got this kind of goofy looking helmet or hat. And then it's got this accent. So I never really expected them to go full bore like this, but I figured we would get green and yellow in his suit for Amazing Spider-Man 2, and we didn't. And you can see somewhere here they kind of did a suit. That would have looked really cool. That was a fan made. That would have looked really cool. But so we get that, and then of course right here you can see we get Green Goblin. Our first look at Green Goblin, which again confirms, boom, Green Goblin, Sandman, Electro, Doc Ock, all now in the MCU, confirmed. Of course, Doc Ock was confirmed from the first trailer, and really Green Goblin was too, because we saw the pumpkin bombs. But this absolutely 100% definitive confirms. We still haven't got confirmation for Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. I know there's a lot of rumors out there, but nothing's been confirmed yet. You know, I know a lot of people have their hopes up, and I hope that we don't get into a situation where everyone gets their hopes up for this movie, we go into the movie, and it doesn't deliver. Because if it doesn't deliver, there's going to be a lot of let down people. And Marvel has really, Kevin Feige's really put it on the line, saying, hey, you know, we're going to deliver on this film. And I get worried because I have a feeling that people are going to think that Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, if they are indeed in the film, are going to be in the film for the majority of the time. I don't see that. I see that being an Act 2, late Act 2 into Act 3, bringing them in. That's just kind of what I have a feeling that's what it's going to be. And if that's going to be, I think you're going to have a lot of disappointed people that are going to want Toby and Andrew there, you know, from Act 1 and beyond. I think the movie's going to play out where he wants everyone, Tom Holland wants everyone to realize that he's not Spider-Man anymore. Doctor Strange does the spell that opens the multiverse. Then all of a sudden you get the 4 villains. Maybe we're going to get 2 more. Maybe Rhino shows up. Maybe Mysterio comes back. We don't know yet. I think this is kind of setting up that Sinister Six style. And, Doctor Strange wants to put everybody back, but, Peter knows that that's going to kill him. Maybe the other 2 Spider-Man come from their universes. I don't know yet. But it's going to be interesting to see if they can really deliver on the fans' expectations, because in my opinion, there's been 2 movies so far that the fan expectations have been ridiculously through the roof, and that was Infinity War and Endgame. Endgame especially, because of the way Infinity War ended. I think we all had really high hopes for Infinity War because of Thanos and the stones, and then everything going on was finally paying off to that. But Endgame was a whole nother animal, right? Because now the story had to come back, and we had to pay the payoff that we got from Infinity War was hyped up, and then they had to put the bow on the story, right? And I think they did a great job. The hype for that, though, is, the hype for Spider-Man No Way Home is on par with the hype for Endgame right now, if not more. And I mean, what are we, 2 years away from when Endgame premiered, 2019? So it's going to be interesting to see if they can deliver. This is a solo movie too. I mean, we're getting Doctor Strange, but it's not like you're going to have all these other characters there to help carry that film. It's just Spider-Man, and you're going to have just the Spider-Man style verse involved. So it's going to be interesting. So going forward and into that, and what I'm kind of going after when I talk about it, I'll leave that up. When I talk about it is, we're going to get more figures from this movie. We've gotten one so far, and that was that magical black and gold Spider-Man suit. And we're going to get more. We're going to get, I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get the Iron Spider reissued. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't get another Doctor Strange. I figure that's probably a good shot at getting another Doctor Strange. The villains is a little bit interesting to me, because and also don't forget, Venom is now in this universe as well. I just realized that, as well as I was getting ready to go into villains. Venom's here. We saw that at the end of the Venom, Let There Be Carnage. Venom is now in this universe, so he's going to be involved in No Way Home as well. So you're already sitting at 5, because he's going to be villain. He's going to be more villain, I think, right off the bat than he is going to be friend. Right? He's going to be villain first before he's going to be friend, before they kind of team up to take somebody down, which honestly I thought would be Carnage. And maybe there's going to be another Carnage in this universe. We don't know. There could be, because now it's a whole nother universe, right? Could be a whole nother Cletus Cassidy, whole nother Carnage storyline, things like that. So back to my point. So the villains are going to be interesting, because we all know Hot Toys' track record with villains. It's not great. We've gotten, if you go back and look at all the villains from every film, they are little over 50% of the time they make one, right? And I'm going to include Eternals in that, and that dropped it closer to 50. I don't see them making a deviant from Eternals. I don't. Obviously, they're not making a Celestial. You couldn't. They're too big, right? But the deviants, I don't see them. I don't see them making a deviant. I just don't. So, I think that when it comes to these villains, we got some Toys era villains. We got Doc Ock, and we got the Fiend, which was Green Goblin. And I have a feeling that there's a good chance that we're going to get Green Goblin in this one. And maybe we're going to get an Electro update, because we got an Electro Hot Toys back when they did Amazing Spider-Man 2. Maybe we'll get an Electro update. So there's 2 of them, right? I don't think we're going to get a Venom if he's in the film. Venom just got released, and are we going to get a Venom from the second one? If you go and look at the Carnage 2 or the Carnage Hot Toys, it looks like they did an updated Venom in the promo photos. So they may be waiting a little bit to get that thing completely out, and then they introduce the Let There Be Carnage Venom. I don't think they're going to... If Venom's in this movie, I don't think they're going to do another Venom. I would love if they do a Doc Ock. I would love to see Hot Toys do Alfred Molina, Doc Ock, and with the arms. I think it'd be amazing. So I think there's potential for 3, maybe 4. Maybe they can do Sandman, and they can do it kind of like how they did some of Bucky with his arm that kind of that turned to ash in Infinity War. That one would be a little bit trickier, but it's very possible. I mean, they make Sandman in action form. They just give him sand clubs for hands and things like that, right? So Hot Toys could do it. So we could see all the villains made. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're probably going to get 1, maybe 2. But I'm seeing my prediction right now is we get the black and gold suit already released. We get the Iron Spider update reissue. We get a regular. If Spider-Man's in another suit, we'll get that one. Say more of the upgraded suit look, because we already see it from the trailer. He's in that one, but that takes place right after Far From Home. And then I think we'll see I think there's a good chance for a Doctor Strange reissue. Villains, I think we'll get a Green Goblin. I think he's probably going to be the easiest one to make. Doc Ock, I think there's a good chance. I think Electro has a really good chance because of Jamie Foxx, and they could potentially, maybe they've got with the head sculpt, maybe they've got the template already. They kind of know what they want to do. I don't know. It depends. We don't even know what he looks like yet. And we may not even get a look at him until we get in the movies. Would we get in the theater? I don't know. We may get a look at him in the second trailer. We may not. And then Sandman, I think, is on the outskirts. Now, if they do bring in Lizard or Rhino, I don't think we're going to get Lizard. I would love a Lizard figure. I think that figure would look great. But I don't think that's going to happen. However, I do like our chances for the Green Goblin and Doc Ock. I like our chances best for those figures. So, kind of wrapping a little bow on this, my little wrap session here. I think this is going to be a big week. I think we're going to have a really good time coming into the holidays. Hot Toys usually in the past, they have slowed down in December and January as we get through the new year and through Christmas and things as far as announcements go. But again, we've got so much coming out. We've still got Book of Boba Fett we haven't talked about. And I'm assuming we're going to get a Shinnok figure from Book of Boba Fett. Now, will we get a Boba Fett figure? I don't know. We just got the Boba Fett repainted or updated armor from the Mandalorian, so we may not get that. We may not. But I think there's a good chance that we're going to be seeing, I think there's a good chance we're going to be seeing a few figures from that show as well. You know, we always get a few from The Mandalorian. I would be shocked if we didn't get a few from Book of Boba Fett, especially Fennec. I think we got to get Fennec, right? I mean, they teased her with the throne, the Boba Fett on the throne. They teased her in those promos. We got to get her, right? So, I have a feeling that we're gonna have a fun time coming into the holidays. I think we're gonna get some more figures released and pushed out to the public, and I think we're gonna get some more announcements. Like I said, I see Eternals, and I've talked about this. I see Thena, and I see for sure. I think we're gonna get Thena. Icarus and Cersei, I think, are our next two best bets. Past that, I don't know. They might only do the three. I mean, the movie opened 161 million globally is what I heard. It's the second highest opening since the pandemic started. And so I think that was good. But I think there's a good chance that we only see 2 or 3 figures from that line. I don't think we're going to get the entire line fleshed out. I wish we would, but I don't think we're going to. So there, you know, so if you have high hopes for that, you know, I would probably start to curb those hopes a little bit, because I don't think it's going to happen. But all in all, I hope everyone that's going to be it for this video. I hope everyone has a great week, and keep an eye out for some more videos. I've got the season 1 Mandalorian to review. I've got Lando Calrissian to review. I just got him in the other day. I got the Shore Trooper squad leader in. I've got the Omniscient from Toys R Us to review, and I believe Marty McFly is coming in hot today. So I've got videos for the rest of the week planned out, and I've got videos for next week as well. So we're going to be updating, we're going to be shooting, and we're going to be putting updates every day. So keep an eye out for those. So I appreciate everybody watching the video. Please drop down. Please like and subscribe. Like I said, if you like 6-scale content, this is your channel, because I'm posting every day, and I do news and rumors and figures and all that other stuff. So please consider subscribing so I can grow the channel. And as always, hope you have a good one, and we'll see you in the next video.